None of them talked to me. I met her online like most people do nowadays.
Yeah.
And first day she brought her mother. It's just not a stigma for younger women to go with older guys here. Well, that's another thing that's attractive about the Philippines. They want you here. People here are wonderful.
Hello and welcome to Living Abroad. My name's Alex, and in today's video we're gonna go ahead and meet Mark. Now Mark is a YouTuber in Dumaguete, Philippines. He's a great guy with a lot of interesting stories. He has a YouTube channel where he interviews other members, other expats that are living in the Philippines, and his channel is called Every Man Has a Story. But in today's video I'm gonna get Mark's story, guys. So before we do that, if this is your first time to the channel, or you've been watching some of my videos but haven't had a chance to subscribe yet, take a second, smash that subscribe button. It really helps me grow the channel and continue to make videos like this. Now let's go ahead and meet Mark. Hi, tell us your name.
My name's Mark.
Mark, where are you from?
America.
Okay, give us a little bit of introduction. What brings you to the Philippines?
About 3 years ago, I was going through some hard times and realized that on my retirement and the income that I had, it was going to be tough to retire in America. Prices going up there and everything. And so I started looking around at other countries. I was going to go to Thailand, and Philippines came up. And I'd worked on cruise ships for 35 years, so I knew a lot of Filipinos. Yeah. And they were always friendly people. I said, well, I've never been there. So I decided to come and check it out here. I was going to stay for maybe 2 weeks, then go to Thailand. And after the first couple weeks were rough, but then it just kind of got to get better and better. And now, I just love it here.
Okay. Aside from the people, I know many people love the Filipino people. I've been here for 4 or 5 months myself, so I can definitely vouch for that. What else do you like about life in the Philippines?
The friends. As a single guy in America, I was living in a normal middle-class neighborhood. But all my neighbors were, family. They had, kids and wives and everything. You're living by yourself, and so you don't really have any friends. I had a job. I'd be coming and going, and so I didn't even know my neighbors, right? Really. So I really didn't have any friends at all. And now I've got more friends than I've ever had. Now a lot of it has to do with my YouTube channel. Yeah. But I'm invited to things every day, stuff to do, and it's so nice when you're an older guy to have other men who are your age, from different backgrounds, different experiences, to hang out with. It never gets boring. So you've always got guys to socialize with.
Okay, excellent. Now those are some of the pros. What are some of the cons? I know a lot of people love the Philippines, but if you didn't have to sugarcoat anything and be honest, what is something you dislike about this country?
I don't know, dislike. I mean, there's a little bit of bureaucracy here. Things go slower. It can take a while to check out. They're out of stock things, and doing shopping, things like that can be a bit of a challenge. But, all in all, you balance it out like what's going on in America with the cost of living and crime and homelessness and all the other problems that America has. It's just so relaxed here. It's not perfect, and the big thing is the cost of living. It's so, so much cheaper to live here than America.
Okay, now let's go talk about crime for a second. You mentioned, do you feel like the Philippines, at least your neighborhood where you live, Dumaguete, is it a dangerous city?
No. This is I've traveled over 100 countries around the world. This is the safest country I've ever been in, by far, not even close. That's
fantastic. Is there something you're still having a hard time getting used to, or getting, adjusting to life in the Philippines compared to the U.S.? Like for me, it's the heat. Like even though I've been here so many months, I just can't,
I taste the food.
The food, okay?
Yeah, the food. Yeah, if you're a spoiled American like I was, you're used to having certain things, and you just can't get things here, that you're used to getting in America. So just do without,
Okay. And earlier you mentioned as a single guy in America. Are you single right now, or?
No, I'm married.
Oh, you're married. Congratulations. Tell me a little bit about that. I know, for those of us that don't know, tell me about your wife, how you guys met, all that good stuff.
Well, I don't know, when I came over here, I wasn't really intended on even dating. And then things kept getting better and better for me. I had extra time and money and stuff, and I met her online like most people do nowadays. Yeah. And first day she brought her mother and her friends with her and everything, and right down the street here at the coffee shop, Tom Tom's. And been together for almost a year and a half now.
Okay, so she brought her mom and some friends. Tell me a little bit about that. Were you like offended? Was it interesting?
No, I knew about that.
Okay.
These girls, some of these girls, these province girls that, she'd never been on a date before, ever, with anybody. Yeah. So she's just shy.
I see.
And so, sat down with these 3 ladies, and none of them talked to me. Like try and start a conversation. They just sat there and looked at you.
Yeah.
You have to be patient. You have to be patient with these women.
What about now? Do they like you? Do they talk to you a little bit more?
Oh yeah. Yeah, they're over my house doing karaoke and stuff and run around and it's all different now. But once they get to know you, they open up. But it takes some time. You got to be patient.
I see. That's awesome, man. Now tell me a little bit about dating a Filipina. Like we just mentioned about how you met your wife. Is there a big age gap between yourself and your wife?
Not really, only 40 years.
Oh my, 40 years. Okay, so let's slow that down a little bit because I'm sure like somebody like myself, I would be kind of, what's the word I'm looking, skeptical a little bit. So do people judge you or tell me what's the...
They don't hear. I mean, like I said, like I've met her family. You know, like we was going up for a couple of weeks. I went and met her whole family and they were totally okay with it. But you know, in America, like, you know, some of my family accepts it, some of them don't. But, you know, nowadays, relationships, all relationships, you know, 90% of them don't last anyways.
Yeah.
So if you marry somebody that's your same age as you, chances are you're going to get divorced.
Yeah.
You know, or, you know, they're going to die before you, you're going to die before them, whatever. I knew a guy here, married a girl, 40 years younger than him, and she died of cancer. He's still around. So it's like, you know, nothing lasts forever.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay. I hear you.
It's just not a stigma for, you know, younger women to go with older guys here.
Okay, but in your own personal relationship, is there like any challenges when it comes to talking or, you know, nothing like that, right?
No. Well, I mean, it's like I told you, you know, before we went on camera here, like, Friday night, you know, the girls want to go out, they want to go dance in a club, and my dancing clubbing days, I don't have a lot of interest in doing that anymore, but my friends that are, you know, they're my age, and they've all got younger wives or girlfriends, and we take them to the nightclub, and we sit there, and we guys talk, and the girls dance, and they get it out of their system. As they have their fun, we have our fun, and, you know, works out fine, you know.
Now, for myself, just me also being online, talking to girls or whatever, sometimes I come across people that ask for me to support them, let's say. Is that a normal cultural thing where the girlfriend's family is expected to be supported by yourself?
Well, that's kind of a red flag, you know, when that happens, you know, and basically just meeting somebody. But yeah, if you marry a Filipina, you're kind of, you know, you're part of the family, so. And keep in mind too that usually what these girls do is like they get a college degree or they get a job after high school, and they still live at home, so they still support the family, right?
Yeah.
And so if you come along and take her out of the picture and she moves in with you, and you're supporting her and everything, she's not working, she's not giving anything to the family, you kind of hurt the family because you've taken that money away. Yeah. That's how they survive. They all help each other. Okay. And so it's not unusual for a guy to put, you know, a couple $100 towards the family, you know, every month, you know.
Oh, it makes perfect sense.
Or help them out, yeah.
Honestly, I never thought of it that way, but that's a great point you just made, right? Because not everybody is going to be working in every single family. And if you're going to take that source of income away from the family, then it only makes sense.
And also keep in mind, they work long hours here. Like I've got a friend of mine I was just out with last night, and he's in a very serious relationship. He met her and she had a job. I don't remember what the job was, but she's working 6 days a week, 8 to 10 hours a day, and she's making like, you know, less than $200 a month, right? And he never gets to see her. She's gone. So he said, I'm going to retire you. I'll give you the $200, and you can spend time with me.
Yeah, it makes sense. Like every relationship has give and takes, right? Yeah. And, you know, honestly, I'm all for that because like yourself, somebody coming from, you know, America, maybe you live an average life or something like that. Over here, you can afford a little bit more. So if you can support someone you love and their family, why not? Yeah. Sure. I agree. Now tell me some advice you have for people that are looking to either retire in the Philippines or just visit. Anything you can think of to let them know before coming here.
Well, I've done lots of videos on that, but I would just say the main thing is just be patient. When you come to the Philippines, you have to be a patient person because it doesn't run the way other countries do, and there can be little frustrations, you know. But the people here are wonderful. It's safe. They're friendly. The big thing is like everybody speaks English to some degree, which is a big help. And it's inexpensive, and you know, it's a huge country. There's 7,000 islands here to see. Okay. So,
have you had a chance to travel to many other places aside?
Well, now the COVID's, you know, waning away. You know, yeah, we have a little bit. As a matter of fact, Monday we're going to take a 200-mile motorbike ride, and then 2 weeks from now we're going to do the whole island all the way around. Okay. And I've no idea how long it'll take. Probably like 4 or 5 days.
Okay.
Just gonna slowly go around in 3 couples on motorbikes.
Sounds really interesting. I'm a little bit curious about what kind of visa are you on? People that want to come here long term. Are you
That's another thing that's attractive about the Philippines is you get the tourist visa when you arrive here, and that's good for 1 month.
Yeah.
Then right before that's up, you can go down to the immigration office, and you can renew it for another month, or for 2 months, or for 6 months.
Okay.
And you just keep doing that. And then when your 3 years is up, after 3 years, you have to leave the country, and you just like go to Thailand, go to Vietnam, go whatever.
Yeah.
Some guys just literally get on a plane, fly to Kuala Lumpur in Malaysia, and just at the airport get back on another plane, come back in.
Wow.
And start another 3 years.
Okay. Have you heard any like nightmare stories about people not being able to return or anything?
Nope.
That's good.
Nope.
I noticed that too. One of the biggest draws to the Philippines is how they want you here as a government
They do.
and the people.
Yeah, they want you here. Yeah, a lot. I haven't been to Thailand a lot. I've been there, back in the '80s, and I was there, a couple months ago. But my understanding of Thailand is like you can go in there and stay there, but they don't really like having you there. Some people don't really like having you there. Like they tolerate you.
Yeah, it's true. I've been there a few times myself, and most of the times it was short term, but recently I was there long term, and I realized how much more difficult it is to extend your visa.
Yeah.
They want you to come there, spend your money, and leave, which is the truth. I'm not trying to bash Thailand, but that's the way it is.
Yeah, here they generally want you here. They want you, to stay around, and they treat you nicely everywhere you go.
I hear that often. I see a lot of foreigners in Dumaguete itself. How are the locals towards you guys? Any kind of...
Couldn't be nicer. I've told the story before. I'd only been here maybe 2 or 3 months, and I was downtown, didn't know the area that well, and my motorcycle, the throttle cable broke. It's like 8 o'clock at night, so I'm stuck, and some boys, like in their 20s, they see me, they come over, oh, what's wrong? Oh, it's broken throttle cable. They get tools out of their bike and keep trying to fix it for me. Then they got on their bike and they went and found a shop, bought a cable, came back, it didn't fit, went back and got another cable.
Wow.
Over like an hour and a half, these 2 boys fixed my bike. We fixed it with using their cell phones as flashlights. And when I tried to pay for it, and they would let me pay for the cable, but they wouldn't let me give them any money for labor.
That's amazing.
Total strangers, They couldn't be doing anything. Why are they going to help some old man with a broken motorcycle?
Oh, it makes sense. And those are the type of stories that I like to share with the people, right? And I'm glad you mentioned that because similar things have happened to me. I lost my wallet once and a second time, but I'll save that story for another time. Okay, well, tell me a little bit about your YouTube channel. You're very popular here. Many people do know you. But for some of the viewers that don't know about your YouTube channel, what's it about and what do you like to...
That's every man has a story, and I got the idea when I watching interviews of other celebrities on TV and things where you talk to a movie star, sports star, whatever, and they start telling some story about they went fishing or whatever happened when they were growing up, and I said, well, the thing is, everybody's got a story like that.
Yeah.
So there's all these men walking around here, and they've all got stories if you just get it out of them. And I've had guys that I've interviewed that were very close. They didn't want to talk about anything. I got them to open up. We did 4 or 5, videos with them, and then they died.
Oh my goodness.
And then their family contacted me and said, wow, we didn't even know that he had done these videos, and we're so happy that we got all these things. He never told us what it was like when he was in Korea, or when he was in Vietnam, or when he was a fighter pilot, all this stuff. And so I captured something that would have been lost.
Yeah, no, that's amazing. I'm sure his family and many people are glad you did that.
Yeah.
And one more thing I kind of try to get to right now is like men not really opening up. That's a common theme, especially I think coming from Canada and the US, especially recently. I think men are kind of getting thrown under the bus a lot of times. And do you think over here a man can really be themselves, culturally speaking? I don't know how you feel about differences between men being men in the US and men being men here. Do you think you have a little bit more freedom?
Yeah, it's not a macho, there's no one-ups. There's not a lot of materialism here, like, want to get the newest, baddest car or motorcycle or showing off financially. Everybody kind of keeps a low profile here. Like, I hang out with guys, and if you saw us all sitting around a table, you could never pick which one had the most money.
Yeah.
There's a guy sitting there that's worth almost $100 million, and you never know it.
Okay.
And he hangs out with everybody else. And he doesn't have a fancy watch, doesn't drive a fancy car, just a normal, nice guy.
And do you see yourself living here long term?
I never say never. I don't really know, because but for now, I'm really happy where I live. I got a really great place. I live on the beach. happily married, got lots of friends. So for now, I can't imagine going anyplace else, but we want to travel. Like I said, we're going to be spending about 6 weeks in Thailand and Malaysia and Vietnam, Cambodia, coming up September, October. Also, I want to take my wife to like Turkey and Georgia.
I've been to both those places. I think I love it.
Yeah, Turkey's amazing.
Okay.
I'm in ancient history, so my wife hasn't been anywhere, so I want to show her while she's young and I'm still fit to travel.
Awesome. Well, Mark, every man does have a story, and this was your story. Thank you so much for being here.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me on.
And that was Mark from Every Man Has a Story. Leave your comments down below. Let me know what you think of him. If you're familiar with him or his content, go ahead and check him out at Every Man Has a Story. He's a really, really cool guy, down to earth. He had a little bit of a throat problem, but he still was man enough to sit down and have the discussion with me. So guys, if you want to see more content like this, if you like the hustle, because I'm out there meeting people and I'm on the grind trying to grow this channel, do me a big favor, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, turn on the bell notification so you don't miss all the videos that are coming to the channel. And I'll see you guys at the next one. I'll interview another YouTuber here in the Philippines. See you guys next time. Bye.